What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome to our first 48 hours in film. Over the next 2 days, we're gonna be exploring one of the oldest US cities, Boston, discovering the best of what Boston has to offer. So finesse that like button, grab a can of Boston baked beans, kick back, and let's explore Boston. Our first Boston food stop is at Mike and Patty's. You know, we wanted to start off this 48 hours on the right foot. They're known for their breakfast sandwiches. They have a few locations around Beantown, but we're at the Fayette Church Street location. We got two breakfast sandwiches, the classic and the breakfast fried crack. Of course, y'all know I had to get some coffee. This is Mike and Patty's special cold brew. It's very good. As you can see, I took a couple of sips already. Yo, we walked down Fayette Street to Bay Village Neighborhood Park. I am so hyped, and luckily the walk was pretty short, so they didn't have time to get cold. This is the classic sandwich. That's an English muffin there from the Flower House Bakery. We got bacon, Vermont cheddar, a Vital Farms pasture-raised fried egg. We also got the breakfast fried crack, sourdough bread, 4 types of cheese. Wow, melty fried egg from Vital Farms. Pasture-raised birds, yo. A lot of bacon. All right, boys, we may as well go ahead and start with the classic sandwich. Now, normally it has American cheese and no bacon, but like I said, we made a couple of revisions since they were out of the baller sandwich. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That is an essential breakfast sandwich. The fried egg isn't runny, so it's not dripping all over my hands, because you know I gotta do camera work all around Boston. Nice sharp cheddar flavor and a hearty amount of bacon. They didn't skimp on this bacon. English muffin, nice bouncy chew. Oh yeah, you can add bacon or cheese or whatever you want to any of these sandwiches. You can really customize them. You know what? The forecast called for clouds, and I'm so grateful that the sun is shining. I feel like DJ Khaled out here in Boston. Now it's time for that breakfast fried crack. I can't believe these places just name these things. Anyway, this is the sourdough bread with a fried egg, bacon, and 4 different types of cheeses. I'll put them down because I forget every one that's in there. It reminds me of when you had a little bit too much rum the night before in college. We don't do that anymore. And then you needed something like just greasy, meaty, hearty. This is it right here. Hell yeah. Feeling these. Mwah. What an incredible way to start our 48 hours in Boston with 2 phenomenal breakfast sandwiches. Mike and Patty definitely hooked it up. Next time, we'll definitely have to go for that baller sandwich. Hopefully they'll have the jamon bacon in stock. Now that we got our bellies full, a little bit of coffee in the system, it's time to head to that Cathedral of Baseball. It is a beautiful day for baseball here in Boston. Unfortunately, the Red Sox are currently in Pittsburgh, but no first-time trip to Boston is complete without paying homage to this Cathedral of Baseball, Fenway Park. It's the oldest stadium in Major League Baseball. Since normally we would catch a baseball game and they're not in town, the next best thing is taking a tour of Fenway Park to see this magnificent field up close and personal. I've seen it in movies, I've watched plenty of Red Sox games, but for the first time, I stepped foot inside Fenway. It was amazing. We got to see the Green Monster, that manually operated scoreboard. We got to step foot inside the press box, hear all the stories of how the stadium came to be, tales of legendary players like Manny Ramirez and Babe Ruth who got sold to the Yankees. We all know that one, right? The Boston Red Sox are one of the most legendary teams, not just of Major League Baseball, but of all sports worldwide. So to step foot and explore where it all goes down, where the home runs get hit and the people cheer and eat Cracker Jacks and everything like that. It's just incredible for me, a lifelong baseball fan, and it's definitely an essential thing to do when you're here in Boston. So far, it's been an incredible day here in Boston. We started with some amazing breakfast sandwiches, walked through the Fenway and Back Bay neighborhoods to come to Fenway Park. It's lunchtime, so we got some sandwiches, we got some coffee, pastries, all up on the way. If you are enjoying this Boston film and want to see more travel and food films just like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button to become a platinum member. A hop, skip, and a jump over to Brookline, Massachusetts, a small town just outside of Boston. And we had to pay a visit to this hidden gem, Cutty's. They got some very narrow hours, 10:30 to 3 p.m. We made it just in time to try their famous sandwich, which I'm about to reveal to you. Brookline, Mass, the home of famous Conan O'Brien. Find a little bench here to devour this sandwich because Cutty's is takeout only. We love finding these hidden gems in whatever city we visit. Cutty's just outside Boston. That's okay. Technically, it's surrounded by neighborhoods of Boston. This is the Beef 1000, slow roasted beef, Thousand Island dressing, sharp cheddar, and crispy shallots on Iggy's black pepper brioche. Let's go. Yeah. That's a beefy bite, boy. The bread's really soft, easy to eat. Great combination of flavors. Almost reminds me of an upscale Arby's beef and cheddar sandwich. These crispy shallots are a thing of beauty. You could tell that a lot of care went into the design of this sandwich. As a self-proclaimed sandwich connoisseur, I can definitely appreciate something like this. Very thinly sliced beef with amazing flavor. Typically, I don't love Thousand Island dressing, but in this case, I'm liking the flavors and it adds a nice creaminess to the sandwich, so it's not super dry. Talk about a great name too. Sounds like some kind of 80s cartoon villain, the Beef 1000. Excellent. Well worth the trip out here to Brookline. I was looking for the Conan O'Brien statue. I think it might be a couple of blocks from here. Yo, I gotta say that was one of the greatest beef sandwiches I've ever had in my life. It's like the chefs went up to God's heaven, got a beef cloud, sliced it so thin that you could see right through it, dipped it in heavenly beef juices, served it up on an amazing brioche bun with black pepper. Who would have thought? Those crispy shallots were like little kisses from the birdies and the angels above. All in all, my stomach is really happy right now. Yo, my boys, y'all know that whenever we go to a new city like Boston, we do extensive research, the best things to see, incredible places to eat and drink, and we go to a variety of sources for these things. You, the people, tell us in the comments and the DMs. We also like to go to those old school publications, you know, the old media. Boston Magazine's Cafe of the Year is Madhouse Cafe, the only place in Boston where you can get coffee, pastries, and get your motorcycle fixed at the very same time. This is run by artist Jay Shia, and they're serving up Lebanese pastries. I got a baklava and a slice of lemon cake, which is homemade. This is a family recipe we're talking, along with a couple of coffees. We had to represent and get that black coffee, hashtag no cream, no sugar. This is broadsheet beans, roasted locally. You know we love that. We also got a tahini latte, which is their specialty, their signature coffee drink. This has tahini, a little bit of milk, and of course some more coffee, a little bit of sugar, you know, little sugar never hurt anybody, trust. While you're waiting for your coffee to be made, you can take a peek at the motorcycle shop. They got like a bodega cat in there and some vintage bikes. Tried the black coffee, it tastes great. Now it's time to try their signature coffee drink, the tahini latte. Let's go. We got whole milk in here. The other day we had a tahini chocolate chip cookie. This obviously would have paired perfectly with that, pleasing to the palate. Now I really want to dig into these pastries. Try a baklava first. Crispy, nutty, not super oily. Good sweetness to it. And the lemon cake. I always love lemon in pastries. Oh yeah, that's a winner. Cheers. That's good. Incredible coffee and pastries at Madhouse Cafe, but most importantly, dope vibe. I felt like a regular there. It was so cool to take a peek at the motorcycle shop that's super bustling right now. They're fixing all kinds of bikes. They got vintage bikes, and I've always been a fan of European motocross racing, so it's kind of cool to see those bikes getting fixed and tinkered with and everything. Now we're gonna head on through the Roxbury neighborhood to go to our next destination. From Roxbury, back to the south end of Boston. We're here at B&G Oysters, a local favorite for seafood and drinks. We're here just after the lunch rush. This way we can really spread out and take our time. We had to get some of Boston's most iconic foods. You know Bostonians are living that seafood life. We're starting off with 4 oysters, 2 Gaia and 2 Wellfleet. They come with a Prosecco mignonette, which I'm gonna put on this little oyster here. It's a little baby oyster. Cheers. Good Prosecco mignonette. Now that is a mild oyster. Great flavor. Gonna put some horseradish on this big dog right here. Marissa was kind enough to squeeze lemon, so we get a little horseradish cocktail sauce, put it on this oyster, and we can go. Cheers to Boston. Both of those oysters, excellent. Freshly picked and shucked. Very pleasing to my palate. Like I said, we are coming for Boston's iconic foods, starting with the B&G clam chowder. This has lardon, which is like cubes of fatty bacon. It's also got some chives in there and a spicy crouton. Let's dive right in. New England clam chowder, the white. Creamy. Got a little bit of that lardon, or lardon. I don't often order soup when we're filming these videos, but you know, one in Boston, you gotta do like the locals. It's a little bit less thick than I was expecting, but I like that. It still has that creamy flavor, even though it's not super thick like a, you know, like a gravy. The clams in there, very chewy, exactly what I was expecting. Now I'm gonna dive into this lobster roll. So this lobster roll comes with a side of pickles, some coleslaw, some French fries, which look heavenly herbed. This is a thing of beauty. Little hot dog bun, some chives on there. Are those chives or scallions? Yeah. Some chives on there. When you get the lobster roll here at B&G Oysters, you got a choice between mayonnaise and hot butter. Y'all know I had to go with that hot butter. Let's go. Oh yeah. Now that is one iconic lobster roll. I know we've had a couple of sandwiches already today, but you know what? Lobster roll doesn't count as a sandwich. It's its own thing of beauty. It's a magnificent work of art here. I hope this lobster led a happy and fulfilled life, because right now, he or she is making me very happy. That butter, delectable, nice and hot, smooth, buttery flavor, good piece of bread on here. It might be a brioche. Loving this. It's a lobster roll done right. Typically, they don't have these really hearty chunks of lobster in there. They may be shredded sometimes. This is the real deal, my friends. This is the Muhammad Ali of lobster rolls. Float like a lobster and sting like a brioche. Yum. Yummy, yummy, yum. Those are sweet pickles. Got some claw meat in there too. Generous helping of butter. The chives on top, excellent. This is a great little feast we're having here at B&G in Boston. You know, Boston's all about that higher learning, and perhaps no place exemplifies that more than the Boston Public Library Central Branch. It's one of the finest public libraries in all the United States. Collections of books that will knock your socks off, all sorts of exhibits and paintings and all that jazz. Turtle. Comedy music over there. There's a big ass boat shoe. We hopped on over to the Seaport District of Boston for the evening so that we could try one of the best breweries in Beantown, Trillium. They got like 30 to 35 beers on tap, IPAs, sours, ales, everything you can think of, even stouts. We started with the Rue Anemone, which has notes of Concord grape and white wine. We also got the Daily Serving, blueberry raspberry. This one has notes of the Ice Pop, the red, white, and blue one that you remember for the ice cream truck. They're also pretty well known for their food here. We got a pretzel, well, really 3 pretzels with beer cheese. Those were incredible. This building is super dope too. It's over 100 years old. It was once a factory for textiles. Cheers to 1 million subscribers. Oh yeah. When you visit a brewery as dope as Trillium in Boston, you can't just have one round of beers. So we got another round. That's what we call round 2 in the biz. We got a pale ale made with special Zealand hops. That's New Zealand for all you aficionados out there of geography. Called the Wee Kiwi. It's a Boston stout. You know, I had to represent while in the city. It's called Secret Stairs. And it looks absolutely beautiful. It's dark as midnight, and I can't wait to try it. Cheers. Super roasty, nutty, chocolatey. Love this one. Now go ahead and try the Wee Kiwi. This has New Zealand hops, like I said. Let's go. Ooh, I taste the notes of grape. Very sweet, I like it. I don't normally go for pale ales, but that's a winner. They can't miss over here. They're like 30 for 30. 30 beers, all good. We won't try 30 tonight because I'm trying to get home to Staypineapple, you know, in one piece. And I gotta walk rowdy again, so we'll keep it to just a couple of rounds, you know. Cheers. Boston, I gotta say, y'all delivered on beer. Trillium Brewing was an incredible experience. Not just the beers, but the service and the food. 4 beers we tried, they were all amazing, and we will definitely return. All right, you chowder heads, we're still in the Seaport District. Essentially, it's like the meatpacking district of Boston. We're at Row 34, a nice upscale seafood place. They got everything from lobster rolls to oyster sliders, but we had to start off with the Boston iconic soup. Once again, New England clam chowder. This one has a little bit of bacon and a house saltine, and I'm super hyped to try it. Let's go. Looks like this one's a little bit more thick, and it has some hearty clams in it. Let's go, clam digger. I'll try a little bit of that house saltine. Terrific, magnificent. I feel like I'm a fisherman coming into port, having my dinner. This one is legit, wow. I'm glad I had that one earlier for reference. This one is so much better. Peppery, very flavorful, thicker, creamier. The clams are delicious. These are the type of clams I like on a clam pizza. 3 of their special house oysters. Row 34, these are more earthy and sweet. A couple of Island Creek, these are more briny. And then we got 2 Aunt Dottie's. These are smaller, a little bit buttery. And then, you know, just for shiz and gigs, we threw in a couple more beach plums. They're all East Coast oysters, East Coast stand up. In Tabasco, we got some mignonette, and we got a little bit of horseradish and cocktail sauce. Of course, the lemons. We're about to feast on these oysters. That New England clam chowder just sent me to the moon. The potatoes, the bacon, the clams, the creaminess. Oh my God. We're about to order another one, but first, it's oyster time. Say your clocks. Make sure you oyster subscribe. Squeezing a little bit of lemon on these bad boys. Ooh la la. Yummy. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. Incredible experience at Row 34. It's a little bit late in the night and we've eaten so much today, so we kept that order a little bit on the smaller side. The New England clam chowder and that selection of oysters, oh my God, delectable, incredible, impeccable. We will definitely be coming back to Row 34 here in Boston. It was absolutely phenomenal. A symphony of sandwiches, a visit to Fenway Park, checking out the public library, coffee, local beer, oysters, lobster rolls. We're doing it all here in Boston, but that was only day 1. We are back at our home base, Staypineapple, a delightful hotel here in the south end of Boston. They treat my dog Roddy like royalty, and I can't wait to go upstairs to see him. My head's about to hit that pillow, and I'm gonna be out like 20 Z's. All right, boys, yesterday was epic, but today's gonna be massive. Day 2 of our ultimate weekend in Boston. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. For our day 2 breakfast, we came to Flower Bakery and Cafe, a local chain here in Boston started by celebrity chef Joanne Chang. I need my coffee, I need some food. They're known for their plethora of pastry options like Oreo cookies and homemade Pop-Tarts, and got a cinnamon bun here, a sugar brioche, and their breakfast egg sandwich, egg souffle. Your choice of meat, I went with maple sausage. There's some cheese on there, arugula. This is one of the most massive breakfast sandwiches I've seen in my life. A little bit of Dijon mustard on here as well. Definitely not often that you see arugula on a breakfast sandwich. And the egg souffle, perfectly soft. It's like a high-end mattress. A little memory foam inside the breakfast sandwich. We also got a large black coffee. No cream and no sugar, first thing in the morning. Narissa really wanted the cinnamon roll, and I decided on the sugar brioche. That Pop-Tart looked good, but maybe a little bit too much sweetness for first thing in the morning. Sort of like an upscale donut. Perfect to go with this black coffee. I'll try the cinnamon roll. This looks good. Got a cream cheese topping on it. Cheers. Oh yeah. Wonderful breakfast here at Flower Cafe. All right, my boys, it's time for some higher learning. We hopped over to Cambridge, Massachusetts, the home of Harvard University. We're gonna take a tour of Harvard Square and all the incredible buildings that predate the United States of America. That's just mind-boggling. Now, little known fact, your boy almost made it to Harvard University. This is a true story. They wanted me, sent me a letter. I applied, got in, but ultimately I decided to stay close to home and go to the University of Florida. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't regret that for 1 second, but who knows how my life would have turned out had I come to Harvard. But all worked out in the end. But let that be a lesson to you, my boys. Always pursue something that's above yourself. If you think you can't make it, you can. I didn't mean to get philosophical on you, but let's take a look at this Harvard Square. John Harvard himself, the founder. Ready? So dope to walk the same grounds that Conan O'Brien once roamed. A lot of the most significant buildings are here in one area, but there's a lot more to see, including the oldest college football stadium in the country. So there's definitely way more to do in Cambridge besides just look at Harvard's campus. There's also another historic college campus, MIT, and there's lots of quirky shops, cafes, restaurants, museums. But like I said, bro, since we only have a couple of days here in Boston, we're gonna link up with the Red Line, take us back into the city. We still have so much to see, like the Freedom Trail, Boston Common. Plus, we're gonna grab more of Boston's iconic foods. If you are enjoying this, make sure you finesse that like button. Train was somehow older than the ones we have in New York. 2 days in and we made it to America's oldest public park, Boston Common, the wondrous beauty of nature before us and urban planning. It's like a sick intersection of those two cool things. And I'm sure that the founders of Boston Common envisioned that a few hundred years later, they'd be selling fried dough, Italian sausage, and arepas at the park entrance. Yeah. A lovely stroll through Boston Common. There was a lot of activity in there, music's being played, religious folks handing out pamphlets. No public restrooms, surprisingly, but we did see some cool statues, playing fields, playgrounds, and some beautiful homes that border the park space. Right across the street, it's not technically part of it, it's the Boston Public Garden. And I love these old school names, Boston Common, Boston Public Garden. Thankfully, they haven't been bought out by some big corporate sponsor like Hershey's Chocolate Boston Common or Rent-A-Center's Boston Public Garden. I hear some music to the right. It sounds like some old folksy music. Boston Common was cool, but I think the Public Garden will be even cooler. So let's go, my boys. Yo, we are here at the perfect time. The spring blossoms on the trees have bloomed. Walking through Boston Common, I was kind of sad to see bare trees still, but walking here, it's a beautifully manicured garden for the public to enjoy, one might say. Swan boats, multiple passengers, they're more like swan yachts. And the bridge is so cute. There's freshly planted flowers everywhere. And overall, I think this is my favorite of the two. One of my absolute favorite things to do when visiting a city that I love, like Boston, is to just walk around and explore the neighborhoods. We're in the Back Bay neighborhood of Boston right now, walking down Marlborough Street. These are some absolutely majestic homes. I imagine that the people living here must be ballin', shot callin', and yes, y'allin'. Boston is one of the oldest cities in the United States. It was founded in 1630. Several key events happened here, including the Boston Massacre and hanging of Paul Revere's lantern. To say that Boston had an impact on the United States of America would be the understatement of the millennium. It'd be like saying LeBron James is kind of a good athlete. Boston has one of the most unique sports scenes in the country. All four major leagues are represented: the Patriots, the Celtics, the Red Sox, and the Bruins. We're walking down Commonwealth Avenue. It's a beautiful boulevard with historic homes going all the way up and down. Like I said before, the spring blossoms are here. A bunch of statues of some dead guys. We are having fun and enjoying the sights. Our walk through Boston continues. We're now in the Beacon Hill neighborhood in front of the bar that inspired the setting for Cheers, one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. It birthed Frasier and that whole universe, and also that little-known spinoff where Sam attempted a comeback as a Major League Baseball player. It's actually not called Cheers. It has a different name. I forgot already. This is probably the closest thing that Boston has to a tourist trap besides those duck boat tours, so we're not gonna go inside. It's just kind of cool to be in the area. And we're gonna keep walking through Beacon Hill. We're gonna try to find Acorn Street, which is one of the most picturesque streets in this country. Let's go. One of the things most closely associated with Boston is Irish pubs, and there are plenty to choose from. Most of them are older than your baby mama's mama. We're here at the Dubliner, which was established just a couple of years ago in 2022. They're bringing an elevated, upscale, but authentic Irish pub to the heart of Boston. They have Irish soda bread, Scotch eggs, all sorts of Irish delights. We got the Sunday roast. It's beef, cabbage, roasted potatoes, carrots, Yorkshire pudding, and of course, gravy on the side. This is proper fish and chips, haddock, with triple cooked French fries, mushy peas, tartar sauce, and a curry sauce. The Celtics are on TV, so it's a perfect Boston day. Y'all remember we went to the Churchill Tavern in New York and got us a Sunday roast. This one looks, sorry Churchill Tavern, but this one looks way better. Look at that pudding. Dip it in the gravy over here. Yeah, that's good. Wow. Give me a piece of potato. Gotta dig into this Yorkshire pudding. This is humongous. It's a proper pudding. I'm gonna dip this in the gravy as well. Wow. That gravy is incredible. Hopefully there are no gravy robbers around because I want to keep this. Oh, I didn't try the cabbage. Cabbage. Great. Squeeze a little lemon juice on this one. I'll try some of this fish. Should I go for the tartar sauce first? Yeah, I tend to like tartar sauce more. Crispy. Try the chip too. A little bit of curry sauce. Good curry sauce. Really nice chip. All right, we gotta try the mushy peas. Well done, well done. You can't go to an Irish pub and not get a Guinness, especially when they have a proper Guinness tap on deck. So we got this beautiful Irish stout. Cheers. It's quite good. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I typically have microbrew stouts and porters, so it's a little bit light for me, but It's much more enjoyable than when you would get it at any old bar that's serving Guinness because they have the proper tap. It's coming out with a nitro pour. It's very enjoyable. Smooth beer, dark chocolatey notes. That was an incredible experience at the Dubliner. Got a belly full of Irish food, so it's only appropriate that we now walk the Freedom Trail here in Boston. But first, of course, you know we gotta get some coffee. So we came over to George Howell, the name in Boston coffee. We got ourselves a pour over. This is the Mamuto bean, which they're known for. It's their signature bean. It's from Kenya, served at the perfect sipping temperature. It's got notes of plum, I think cherry is in there. The only coffee roaster to work with this farm. It's very sweet. Amato, coffee, no sugar, but sweet. And now we are ready to do that Freedom Trail. Now this is typically one of the first things that you would do when coming to Boston, but y'all know me, I'm experienced as far as traveling goes. In my opinion, it's worth doing a little bit of local stuff and a little bit of touristy stuff. You want to see the famous things, the sights that you see during Sunday Night Football. It's important to kind of get a sense of what makes the city unique. We're gonna start on this Freedom Trail, see a bunch of landmarks. I'm not gonna sit here and bore y'all with lectures and dates and facts, figures, and dead people. Y'all can do that on your own.
Wikipedia.com.
We've seen a couple of old churches, some graveyards, Boston's old city hall, which was saved from demolition. This is the Old Corner Bookstore, downtown Boston's oldest commercial building. Today, it's a historic Chipotle, and y'all know Boston brings it when it comes to history. Never to be outdone, they also have ye old public phones. In the days before cellular devices, one had to place a token or quarter inside of a phone just to make a 1-minute call. We've seen most of the big sites on the Freedom Trail. I've never really seen that deep of a concentration of historic buildings. It's such a small space. Because we're doing this a little bit later in the day, a lot of the museums and churches are closed, but we're here now at the Union Oyster House, which is the oldest restaurant in America, and Ye Old Melon Hand, which is supposedly the oldest continuously operating tavern. We're not gonna go to either of these places because they tend to trend toward the touristy side. Walking the Freedom Trail brought us to the north end of Boston, which is basically their little Italy. Lots of red sauce restaurants, pastry shops. So y'all know that I had to grab a couple of cannolis. There are a few places to get them, but I heard through the grapevine that Modern Pastry is one of the best places to get yourself a freshly piped cannoli. I got a mini with vanilla custard and pistachio. Then I got the plain shell, regular size with traditional ricotta filling, half chocolate chip, half pistachio. Got a little powdered sugar on top. They are very generous with this ricotta, so it's probably gonna be pretty messy. Here we go, cheers. Wow, that's incredible. Those chocolate chips are no joke. They are mini chocolate chips. I'm gonna switch it around to the pistachio side. That shell is so crispy and flaky. Like Paul Revere said, I tell no fibs, and they were not fibbing about Modern Pastry. Now this one's a little non-traditional. I figure, hey, we can't just go to a place, wait in line for 20 minutes and get one cannoli. That's not an efficient use of time. But let's try this little twist on a classic. A little bit lighter. So you got like the leadoff hitter and the cleanup hitter. You got the MC and the DJ. You got Laurel and you got Hardy. We're still on the north end of Boston. We had to try the legendary pizzeria, Regina. They've been here since 1926. That's almost 100 years, and they're known for their brick oven pizza. And guess what? That brick oven dates back to 1883. Sitting here at the bar, got a couple of ice cold Peronis to go with these pizza pies, one plain cheese and one giambota. That's their supreme. It's got pepperoni, salami, sausage, onions, peppers, mushrooms, and anchovies upon request. You know I had to put in that request. It just came out, it's piping hot. That's good. So well done, crispy crust, tomato sauce, yes, spicy, a little bit sweet. The mozzarella cheese, that's the star of the show on this one. Overall, a great slice. Here we got the giambota. Look at all these toppings. This is their supreme pizza. Wow. Those anchovies really punch up the flavor. A lot of basil on there, herbal. There's the legendary ice cold Peroni. Second slice of the jambota. A very nostalgic pizza. It's a mix of locals and visitors to the Boston area. It's cool to sit up here at the bar, see all the firemen and police patches all over the walls, and just, try some of Boston's iconic food, the pizza. We all love pizza. I love pizza. You love pizza. My dog loves pizza. What a phenomenal 48 hours in Boston. My first time experiencing this city to its fullest, seeing the sights, trying the iconic foods. Drop a comment. What city should I visit next? Until next time, peace out, bro.